EA Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Thanksgiving matchup.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good run. Brandon Gaudin joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Lions in this matchup. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive.
Against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. Start the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. The result, only 4 yards. Going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Lions will take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff. And
at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Goff in this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. First carry for DeAndre Swift. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The Lions at 7-3 now on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. A shotgun snap for Goff. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily get under.
And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Badgley able to knock this one through. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you play on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's the first carry for Khalil Herbert. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff a handoff here to Swift. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. And connecting here with DJ Chark. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Goff. And he coughed it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down the return?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. To throw is gone. Right back to Njoku. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Goff now looks to throw. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Goff now looking to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Fields now to throw. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Gall. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step toward forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you're panicked.
And this is caught. For a moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to the play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
3rd and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. To the air again, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it. Will be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there as we look ahead to 2 more games later today and then a full slate coming up this weekend. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers as they'll square off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on the Green Bay Packers. And then lastly, the nation gets a good one on Sunday night between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half. Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So here are the Lions to take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
And that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The stop there by Jay Tufele.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. Trying to find Jameson Williams, but now it'll be 3rd down.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side.
Still 3rd down.
For the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try to get some points.
Now Herbert to start the drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with their missteps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Finds Kmet on the quick slam. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lynch. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Here's a give to Herbert. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
They'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And that would go nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Here we go on fourth down, Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. They'll run the option left.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
We're on to the fourth here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
To throw is Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. This offense so far on third down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be third and forever. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Fourth down, Fields has to have this one.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert, and the Lions will take over. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. Here's Gone.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
They'll fake the give. Now Gone. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays, because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Now left side on the swing pass. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Fields. And that will be incomplete.
The coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Throwing again is Fields. Steps away to his left. A full left side taken in by Kmet. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 14. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready for tackle.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Alex Anzalone in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. So this one's over.
It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Lions, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Chicago.